What up, everybody? Jay Chitown back with another video. I know it's been a couple weeks since I last did a video, but I just want to remind you guys that I've been pretty busy with my newborn infant. She was born June 14th, and so I just had my hands full dedicating a lot of time and nurturing her. And kind of is what motivated and prompted me to do this next video here, because when I look at my child, it reminds me of my childhood growing up, and I was raised on Sesame Street and the original Sesame Street characters. I was pretty much introduced to by my mother, so I loved Sesame Street. That was something that the whole family enjoyed, and I still watch it, even in my adult age. So with that being said, I think the Illuminati agenda is aware of how much people look up to Sesame Street. I mean, we're going back maybe not four generations, but four decades. I believe it was first introduced in the 60s. So it may be going back that far. So it says 40 years and still happily married, as we see here on the screen, that they're trying to promote gay marriages, even in the cartoons and children shows that we are raising our children and teaching them how to count and ABCs. So there's no boundary or gunny line when it comes to getting their agenda across. They don't care, as we can clearly see that they support gay marriages. And as I go further into this video, we'll get some scriptural support that shows that the Most High is not down with that. 1969. So that's when how demented can you be to take Bert and Ernie? Now, I remember watching the cartoon, and they always in the bedroom had separate beds. And then when you even buy the Bert and Ernie toy, I bought one for my niece years ago, and they have no genitals. So how can they be gay? I mean, it's ridiculous. So that's what they're promoting now, as we can see. Next slide. They're trying to find pictures where they're embracing and holding each other. So basically what Satan is doing is, like I said in many of my videos, that Satan wants his name and his agenda on everything. I don't care what it is. Cocoa Puffs. He wants something on that box that is going to shout out to him. And eventually, his main goal is to get rid of religion as we know it, so that all worship can go to him directly. Gay marriage. They support gay marriages. So Sesame Street, this was on the news all day yesterday, on the 19th of September. And this is something that was being conjured up years ago, but they're really spearheading it now. As you can see, they have the little rubber ducky and a lot of the pictures of them. So very perverted, that the tricks that they're playing on us now, like taking that rubber ducky toy and implementing it in this gay relationship, is pretty perverse, if you ask me. And here's some images here of them in the bed together. So we can't even put our children in front of the television anymore and try to teach them from TV without them sliding it in. Next thing you know, and I'm pretty sure they're already doing it, they're introducing gay into school. So they're going to be educating our children. They want children to be able to recognize what gender they want to be at a young age. So as parents and God-fearing parents, we want to make sure that we are catching these things that Satan is trying to do. He's trying to catch the children young. And this is what I remember. They had separate beds, so come on now. Bert and Ernie were not gay. Bert and Ernie were not gay. They're just trying, they have to shout out. The network PBS has to shout out. Otherwise, they'll shut them down. I mean, this is utterly ridiculous. What is the world coming to? How deep is this rabbit hole going to go? Now, I always thought SpongeBob SquarePants there was a lot of gay images. As we can see the little character on the right. I mean, it looks like a clitoris. And then you got SpongeBob cross-dressing. So just subliminal messaging that they're implementing as much as they can. Here he is. This is gay, riding on his back. Pedophiles love these images. They could lure children into their home and introduce them to cartoon pornographic images. And, I just always thought SpongeBob SquarePants was weird. Why do you think they call it SquarePants? This guy, just what does this look like to you? Okay? That's what I've always been saying for years now. Call me crazy, but I just didn't let my children watch this because this guy, Squid, I forget the character's name, he looks like a penis. That looks like a ball sack and looks like the penis there, his nose. Leviticus 18:22, you should not lie with a male as with a woman. It is an abomination. 23, and you shall not lie with any animal, and so make yourself unclean with it. Neither shall any woman give herself to an animal to lie with it. It is perversion. 24 says, do not make yourselves unclean by any of these things, for by all these nations I'm driving out before you become unclean. This is a strong commandment from the Most High. So, as an individual person, a person that chooses to live that lifestyle, they're not hated as an individual, as a human being. It's the act of what you're doing that is hated. And if you're involved in that, then you must separate yourself from those acts in order to gain the Most High's favor. All right? And so gay marriages was passed a few years ago when Obama was in power. And they are displaying it at the White House. And there's a lot of support there. Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, you can get the gay lesbian meme or icon for your Facebook now. They're really pushing it. So does it surprise us that Bert and Ernie, they want to use that to get the children's attention? The rainbow, as you can see here, is what the gay lesbian community uses as a symbol when they actually stole it from the Most High. What the purpose of the rainbow was a reminder that the Most High will not use flood waters again, that he will not use that method again in eradicating any badness or wrongdoing on the earth. So that was a promise, and it was a sign of hope as well. So Satan has taken that sign of hope and turned it into an abomination. He flipped it. Okay? So that's mockery to the Most High. as you can see here. And this is what I remember. I love these characters. I mean, look how beautiful the characters were. And they're not gay. And then, as you see, Elmo, we'll talk about Elmo in a few seconds here. I mean, I love the cartoon here. The picture looks great. This guy here was the voice of Elmo. I don't know if you guys remember back in 2012. He was charged, or he was, he was being implicated on some child molestation charges. So they were trying to slide it in that way, and then pretty much shut down the Elmo character. They lost a lot of business with that. So now they're trying to bring it back. Satan, he doesn't let... Satan is... We're going to talk about Satan's character in a few here. As you can see, Disney implementing the first gay cartoon here. Now, Satan's character, the Baphomet, is pretty much a symbolization here of a unisex. So his creation is the tranny, the transgender. It's Satan's his own creation. So he actually can do a surgery to tuck in your male parts and make an opening for intercourse, and then add some fake breast and back area, the buttocks, and you have a new creation. Okay, so that's what Satan's demented mind is. As we can see, he's indicated as the Baphomet, and that's what this is all about. Everything around us. In those days, for some time after giant Nephilims lived on the earth, for whenever the sons of God had intercourse with women, they gave birth to children who became the heroes and famous warriors of ancient times. So the Most High's sons forsook their heavenly positions, as noted in Genesis, and had intercourse. So they are not allowed to do that anymore. He did take that power away, and they cannot materialize into the flesh anymore. So now they're just using demonic influences to work their purpose now. That's what the whole main purpose of the flood was, to eradicate those giants. They're gone. Those Nephilims are gone, which was half angel, half humans. And that was a true story. The Bible is true. That story is true. So he's really trying to get that Sodom and Gomorrah, the Sodomite. He wants to bring all that back, you know. The Sodomites did exist. The Bible does not contradict itself. So, folks, I wanted to bring that to the attention of the truth community, as we're all shocked and bewildered of this move to make Bert and Ernie gay. Just shows you that Satan and his followers do not have any remorse or heart when it comes to pushing this agenda. So we must stand firm, everybody. I know there's been some heated beefs on YouTube, you know, but we don't know who was shills or who's fake. We don't really know, you know. Only the Most High can read the heart. But what I can say is that whoever we're listening to, there's nothing wrong with getting the truth that they speak. If it's something that's contrary to what we believe in accordance to the word, then you draw that line. You don't cross that firing line, okay? But I always welcome truth, as we all are looking at the diverse things going on in this world, you know. But when it comes down to it, the Most High will never allow us to have no instructions. That's why he perverted the word, the Bible. Okay? So when people say, well, the Bible's not real, it's fake, it's false. Okay, what book are you using for instruction and for his giving commandments? You can't move into somebody's apartment without a lease agreement of rules that you have to abide by. So someone please do a video on what, if the Bible and Jesus is fake, then we need to see more proof than pictures and images from books of people bowing down to Jesus. I mean, anybody can do that. I can make a book with depicting that. So show me contradictions in the word. And this is starting to heat up and get serious, okay? All right, folks, I will be having some other videos coming out pretty shortly here as I'm trying to get back to the grind. Everybody enjoy. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to talking to you guys on the next video. Jay Chitown, I'm out. Peace.